Hold on, guys. Welcome back. I decided to go live for the public speaking right now. So, excuse me, it can also be utilized for additional manpower on any fireground call, and the cost for the apparatus of this type is a fraction of the cost of a traditional fire engine. This could respond to the casino and surrounding areas for any medical emergency, excuse me, under the Outback Game Agreement. And if we can get the funding to the casino to pay for that, I'm all for it. So thank you.
Mr. Ringrock, can you go with Mr. Ellis? Answer some of his questions.
Yes, Mayor. In fact, Chief Eske's ready to do that right now. He has that information.
Next, I have Paula Anderson.
Hi, I'm Paula Anderson. I live by myself. I don't want to give my streets. That's a little spooky. But anyhow, a while ago,
Hey, everybody. Welcome back in.
Question about specific language used in our public meeting rules. And I'm here today to urge some corrective language. As of 3:30 today, the wording of those rules hasn't been updated. I know this isn't as important as fire safety and water, but it is important. I don't want to see any more lawsuits and that publicity is coming down. So anyhow, hopefully I won't bore you all. Quick, super fast history lesson. Jump back 100 years. Basically, there is a Supreme Court ruling in 1925. It's Gitmo versus New York. State law must be consistent with the First Amendment and not violate freedom of speech. And it basically says Congress shall make no rule that actually applies to all levels of government, not just federal, state, boils down to all of us. Then moving fast forward into 1971, it's really the often quoted by certain people, the Supreme Court case that Cohen versus California. You might have heard that or read some of that on some of those Facebook posts. That basically says speech, even profane, offensive speech. Guess what? It's protected. Okay. Fast forward another few years to 1973. This is the case of Miller versus California. To restrict speech, there are some things we can restrict. One of those things is being obscene, but to be obscene speech, there are very, very narrow criteria. And I can share those later if anyone wants those. So as of 3:30 today, our public meeting rules still say, blah, 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 section 5, a civil decorum will be expected of all speakers, blah, 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 prohibited disruptive behavior includes, but is not limited to threats, profanity, words likely to provoke immediate combat, blah, blah, blah. You got to change that. Okay, words matter. Okay, somebody's gonna come up here and say a profane word. You gotta get mad or do something or call a police chief. I would rather see our money go towards fire and more water instead of paying off lawsuits. Thank you very much.
Get ready.
Next, I have John Goodnow.
Got good citizen here, guys.
So, I came here tonight a little late. I wanted to come after the meeting last time, and I did. But I got to tell you guys, doing government's not that hard, right? You got to honor your oath and not be a dick. I mean, that's really the basic rules of government. And I saw some good change after what happened at Rebecca Mass. It really did. It was some good new mayor, new city attorney coming in. So we got some good things. And then all of a sudden a video leaked from the chief of police. and I got it queued up here. I'm not gonna quote him, I'd rather just use his own words. But essentially what the chief is saying is all crazy.
Here to get this out real quick. You know, what happened last week in a council meeting resulted in what I think everybody in the world is calling an illegal
Bagger
arrest,
tagger.
violation of someone's personal
That's good.
rights.
Press on.
That's clearly not what we're about, and that is not what happened.
Sorry about this shaking, guys, but
That's
the shit that
literally
happened to
what
me
happened,
early, it
right?
started.
So what the chief just told us was that the entire world was wrong. What we witnessed with our lying eyes was wrong. I'm a root cause guy. My son was threatened to be shot and killed here in the state of Arizona in 2019. School didn't say anything to the police or parents. I took action. I got the law here changed, right? 15,541 and 330,312, right? Now, I got it mandated where the schools have to say something if there's a threat of violence in schools. So I have a challenge to you guys. How about we make constitutional training mandatory for the police? The police aren't going to do it themselves. So the only way that that's going to happen is it's going to come from this council. And this council is going to have to mandate that the police officers who serve the public understand the Constitution that they take an oath to serve. We saw 2 oaths being taken here. And what are the very first things that you swear that oath to? It's the Constitution. What's the very first law in the Constitution? It's the First Amendment. And if every one of your police officers can't recall the 5 protections codified in the First Amendment right off the top of their head, what are they doing with the badge and gun? If they can't, if they don't know what our freedoms are, how in the world can they protect them? And the chief put that on full display when he leaked the video to the world that we're all wrong and we didn't see what we saw. Take care of it, City Council. I challenge you.
Thank you.
This next form does not have a last name, so Michelle. Alrighty. Good evening, infidels and fellow Constitution lovers. I was gonna read my statement today, but I accidentally left it out where people could read it. And I felt that it was no longer a secure statement to read to you guys. So, today we're gonna talk about the Constitution, the First Amendment specifically. You guys know there's 5 elements to the Constitution: freedom of speech, freedom to assemble, freedom to redress. Do you guys know any of the other ones? All right. So freedom of speech, freedom to assemble, freedom of press, freedom to redress our government, and there's one more. Freedom of religion. Oh yeah. Well, you guys don't have to ask to go to church, do you? I wouldn't ask to go to church because that's my First Amendment right? Well, so it's free speech. So it's free press. So I'm going to sing a song for you guys. I hope you like it. I've been singing it for about 20 years. Fuck shit, fuck, 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 fuck shit, fuck shit, fuck, fuck, fuck. Yes. Fuck shit, fuck, fuck, fuck. Woohoo! Fuck shit, fuck, fuck, fuck. So now I see that you guys finally respect the First Amendment. Good job, guys. I believe this first name is Grande Johnson.
Grande Johnson?
Good evening, Your Majesty. Oh, shit. Shocked me. Good evening, Your Majesties, and Thank you for gracing us with your presence this evening, and thank you for allowing me to address you. I was actually going to say something along the lines of that, what that woman just said, but it's already been done, and I don't think I need to really be just overly obnoxious. But I think that sometimes points need to be made, right? And I'm glad that you guys are starting to understand. What I do want to say is that I'm glad that there's a new mayor here. I appreciate what you're doing, Kevin. Thank you. And I guess there's a new city attorney coming as well. But I really think that the police chief either needs to do the right thing and resign and walk away, or that you all need to do something. Mistakes happen. We all make them. And I think that what happened to Rebecca came out of, I would even say, I'm even going to dare to say maybe innocent ignorance. People not necessarily meaning to do something wrong. I don't know, it's pretty over the top. But mistakes happen. But when the police chief doubled down and tripled down on that mistake and encouraged his other officers to continue to do the same thing that was done before, and encouraged his officers to pat the cop on the back who violated someone's constitutional rights, again, mistakes happen. But man, when you double and triple down on it like that, chief, he's got to go. And I think that you should do the right thing for your community and just leave on your own. That's all I have. Thank you all so much.
Here, here. Thank you.
And this is the final registered speaker, Mayor Alex Christ.
Thank you. 175th and Waddell, Duffy's District. Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, our republic is strong and democracy lives on. We have come to a new direction in our country. And listening to the speech given by our new Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, I am hopeful for our success. If you haven't heard it, I hope that you catch it, because it was an excellent speech at the State Department. And Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, I don't envy the decisions that you will have to make, but I know they will be made with wisdom and discernment. And I'll be praying for you, because this year is going to be different. I definitely know that, especially from Mayor's speech from last time. I also want to acknowledge the brave men and women of the city staff who will be taking calls and messages such as traffic is important, education is important, but to me, Taco Tuesday is going to be important. Stick that in the budget. But Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, I'm glad we have a republic. I'm glad that people like us, citizens, and you saw our veterans here. I care very much for them because they fought so hard for us. And we have people from the fire department, from education, veterans that will represent us, and I do trust in you. I do trust that our republic will stay strong. And I echo the speech from our president. From this moment on, America's decline is over. Our golden age has begun. And I believe that for our city as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilors, do you have any other business or future agenda items you want to talk about?
Yeah, I got one. And you kind of gave me this idea, so I got to share the credit with you. But you know, we talk a lot about traffic and Surprise, and rightfully so. We talk about Northwest Surprise because there are some concerns there, and also in West Surprise. But you know, Bell Road is quite the road, and it's only, you know, we've done a lot to mitigate some of the traffic concerns on Bell Road. But as City Center builds out, it would be nice to have like a work session or just like a review, whether it's part of our strategic plan or it's a work session by itself on Bell Road and just some traffic improvements we could do. The ones that come to mind are specifically that I'm thinking of, and it could be more than this, but extending or adding left-hand turn lanes, specifically at Bell and Litchfield, that oftentimes gets backed up so far that you know, if you're trying to go straight and you're in the left lane, you can get stuck 2, 3 lights. We've done a lot of things. The city has done a lot. Blinking yellow lights, adding a left-hand turn lane of Reeves, but it would just be nice to take a look at Bell Road and just work with Eric and maybe take a look at what improvements we could do, because one of my biggest gripes with government is that, and not us, of course, because, right, no, I'm just kidding. But one of my biggest gripes with government in general is that we're too reactive, right? We wait till something becomes an issue and then we have to play catch up. So with this thing, we see city center building out. We'd like to see us be proactive and take a look at Bell Road. So.
I think that, and as we move towards the work sessions or the strategic planning sessions that we're gonna have, I think those ideas, and any council member that has some ideas, we can work together to just make sure that we are representing the city and what our strategic goals are. We can come together and do that. So thank you. So nice to meet you.
Hey, Mayor, I think you asked for transportation update a couple weeks ago. So, just like Councilman Hastings, I'd like to, I don't know if you specifically requested a certain part of it, but I'd like it to be citywide. I talked to Eric about it, and there's not just Bell Road, but some other areas in my district were brought up, Highland Prep High School, especially one of them. This subject comes up a lot about school traffic, school safety, and almost like the requirements that ADOT has for high schools, which Eric and I talked about it, was brought up 50 years ago. And I worked charter schools and everybody bused, and it's not the same as it used to be where parents let kids walk to school. It's different now. So how those rules should be different, and I think we should all talk about that, because there are safety issues that Highland Prep, Paradise Honors, which we've addressed. We're working on Highland Prep right now, but it still should be talked about. And then other areas of the city, Terrebonne, Reams, what should there be, Hawks, to stop traffic as kids cross it, because safety should be the most important thing. So I think that should be a citywide thing when you bring this up. Thank you.
I agree. Thank you. Mr. Wainwright, if you can add that with Eric to the presentation when we talk about all the transportation going on in the city. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. All right, hearing or seeing no other requests to speak for future agenda items, let's jump into the council reports. We'll start with District 1.
I know we have an executive session, so I am not going to report, Mayor.
Thanks. I don't want to take any words right here.
I want this. I'm fucking almost dying. So how do I get a hold of these?
I'm not sure exactly who. I would say I could try to talk to somebody after the meeting's over if you want to leave your information.
Yeah, because I'm in Tucson.
Call back to City Hall and see City Hall. If you go to their directory, which is at the kiosk up there, they can tell you who to talk to get to the right person to get you that request for the information.
And then what was that officer's name? Miller?
He's not an officer. He's a citizen patrol.
Citizen Patrol?
Yes.
What is that?
Some dumbass comes off the street.
A group of people who volunteer to help the city with like traffic.
Shit, I
And
thought.
what kind of law enforcement powers do they have?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. They're not law enforcement officers. I don't know. I don't know their training and what powers they let them have.
Who hires them?
I would say the city.
Oh, he should probably quit then, huh?
I'm sorry?
He should probably, oh, so he gets paid for.
No, he's a volunteer. He does not get paid.
Oh, he's volunteer.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. He should probably retire then, huh? Because he could have really hurt that man. Like seriously, he could have really hurt him. You know? Paying attention to what he was being told, right? Sounds like it.
Yep.
You should encourage him to retire. Doing that.
I guess you guys seen what happened. James Freeman, plain as day, has it. But those who don't, real quick, I came in here and I told the dude, hey, I got a pacemaker. I got this, and this. I'm going to put it in a bowl. And dude just told me to walk around and stand where Joe Cool's standing right now. And I told the fucking idiot that I got a pacemaker. I pulled up my belt, I pulled out my wallet, and everything was holding it up by my chest. And fucking dude went from my feet to my chest with the wand. And my doctor told me don't get wand that high. It's not good for your heart because I have wires in it. So I thank everybody that was live and everybody that's seen it. I got backup, so it's good for everybody. I should have went up there and spoke, man.
You should have went up there and sang.
Sing your song again?
Yeah. I can't sing, guys.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You gotta get out of here.
So, yeah, I think we're heading back to Tucson, fellas, felliettes. So, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the support. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Michelle, Mobile Media, Tempe Against Police Violence. I don't know who that is. James Freeman, Tuck. And then we got King George and West Side Accountability. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. If anything happens, we'll go live on the way back. Peace.
And then I look back at James and he says,